righteousness to be the rule of the day in the land. Just a little fairness. Okay, just a level playing field. Okay, that's all we're asking for, just to be honest and real. And say, look, if what this guy does, his contribution to society is worthwhile, if we society decide through consensus then nothing should be withheld from him. If they're willing to serve humanity, who is anybody to withhold it? I mean, on its face, you can't do it and call yourself a believer in God. It's unholy, it's ungodly to do so. You're nobody to decide another man's destiny, what he is entitled to and what he's not. That's why the Constitution is only superseded by God himself. Okay? The earth belongs to God. I think anybody that claims to believe in God, I don't care what religion you are or lack of religion, let's say you're an atheist, just on its face, you can say, okay, the earth is what it is. It is a planet. And human beings are what they are. We're human beings, and we're all born here. We're here for a little while, and we die. We never know when that day is up. It might happen as a baby. I lost a son at 2 weeks old. So we're here for a little while. We never know when our last breath is going to be breathed. And so that's what an atheist can, sink his teeth into here, and the logic and reason of what I'm trying to convey. And saying, look, whose planet is this anyhow? Do we not all have an inherent right to share in the resources of this planet? And if so, how is that determined? How is that decided? Is that the government? Or should we just say, let's abolish all the government? We don't need a government at all. We say we want a government because we need rules and we need law and order and all this. Well, then, are you going to decide? Is this group of people going to decide how it's going to be? Or is it going to be everybody gets to decide? You understand? So I don't need Big Brother to tell me and dictate to me. We should be able to police ourselves. You have a conscience. It's a fail-safe. It's a default that God built into you. You have the ability to police your own moral and ethical character and to decide for yourself right from wrong, and on in that theme. So fundamentally, I think I've made as good a point as I can, as concise, because it's hard for me to even think this morning. I'm amazed that I'm able to talk as good as I am right now, I'll be honest with you. But I'm just trying to get across to people that they need to think a little bit about stuff, okay? And if we think a little bit about stuff, then we will say, you know what, as radical as the stuff that comes out of my mouth may sound, it really isn't, because it's certainly more radical than what comes out of the Bible, okay? And that's a book that goes back thousands of years. It's a best-selling book in history, and it has been for a long time. It continues to be, okay? And so it's very important that this is, this isn't contemporary and just, cutting edge information on something. No, this is relevant through all time periods. This is wisdom that belongs to all of us, and it's very pertinent, very, very, very relevant to helping us to understand where we are in history and what God wants us to be like in character and in personality and nature, okay, and how he wants us to treat and think of our fellow human beings and speak to them and about them, and where he wants to lead us. He wants to lead us to the clean, clear, fresh waters of reality. But we're all stuck in the mud. We got the elitists over here in their own version, their own brand of clear water, which is Luciferian, and a lot of them are very open about it. This is it. That's the God. They reject the God of the Bible. They reject the God of all the faiths and religions out there. Okay? And they're into their own God, the God of the underworld. Okay, that's it. And they're unabashed about it, a lot of these people. That's it. They're sold out. They're given to their master, Satan, Lucifer, the spirit thereof, okay? Just this lack of valuing their conscience and soul and integrity and honor and all that stuff. They'd rather have the things of this world, the temporal things of this world, the fame and fortune and all that kind of crap, the money basically. Satan's ambrosia, that's what they want to partake in that. That's the wine they drink, and they eat the body of Satan by so doing. So understand why things are as they are, that these are the people that are in control. They've muddied the waters for us. God says, look, I want you all my believers, all my sons and daughters and saints and the decent righteous among you, come over the clean, clear water and drink from my well, okay? Drink the blood of Christ, as he said, as a metaphor, and eat my body, okay? And when you do that, you're in the clean, clear water. You see, man, that's it. Once I believe in equality, it all starts making sense, man. God is logical. God is reasonable. And I'm in the clean, clear water. I'm not going to withhold anything from anybody. Nobody, I am not taking nothing from nobody. I guess I'd make a crappy communist. I guess I'd make a crappy socialist. Okay, and that's it, man. So anybody out there that's stuck in the minutia of madness of politics and this policy or that policy, tweak it here, tweak it there. I'm done with all you people. You can have to it. The day you're dead, you can be hung up in that crap and then stand before God and say, well, yeah, this is what I taught humanity. I had this great high platform on the radio or on YouTube or on TV, wherever your platform was. But remember, you'll answer for God for your belief system, for your philosophy, for your credo. Was it really, really helping to warn people of the coming wrath of God that is to come? Did it help, educate people as to what God is angry about specifically? Is he, angry with because you're a sinner and because you play with yourself or, whatever? Is he angry about is he angry about those things that cause death and destruction and want and misery upon the earth through desperate poverty, through this usurping of God's authority upon the earth by these money masters of misery, their love of money, and their capitulating to satanic principles and credos and philosophies? That's what he's angry about. He's angry about the ignorance of people that say, I'm swimming around in the mud, but it's okay. I'm going to clear it up for myself here by just getting out of, financial desperation myself. It's every man for himself here. You're in the muddy waters. Just clear a little spot for yourself. You can't worry that more and more people are dying out on the streets. Homelessness is up and all this crap. Well, under Obama it was. I think under Trump we're going to see some changes. I really do. If he's allowed to live. Basically, if this is that time in history where nothing can stop the will of God being imposed upon the earth. Because it's coming one way or another, sooner or later. It's coming. Like sands in an hourglass. Believe me, it's coming. And good will prevail upon the earth. But under Obama, poverty greatly exploded. We got the mainstream media bitching out Trump for spending, $1.5 billion or something over 10 years, when Obama spent well over $1 trillion every year for 8 years, okay? And we're going to fixate on what Trump's putting the nation in debt relative to Obama, and Trump won't. In the long run, he knows we're going to come out of this thing, that we'll end up in the black. Forget that. All that will fade away with his policies. If he is a good, decent, upright guy that prescribes the biblical and Christian teachings and precepts and principles, that's what's going to happen. He's going to set the captives free. He's going to be a tool of God, an instrument of God, an implement of God, to let this thing be fulfilled upon the earth. Good is coming, and nothing's going to stop it. Okay, but that's how it works in our society. Is madness is the rule of the day. Illogic is the rule of the day. Unreasoning brute beasts is what we basically are, because we've been rendered that, because that's what our masters are, our overlords. These are illegitimate, deluded, delusional, deceived freaks, okay? And that is what we're all fighting against. We're trying to. If you're a believer, if you're a good American, if you're a Christian, if you're any religious faith or lack thereof, if you just want to be a good person, that's what you're striving for. You're striving for being happy. You happiness. That's it. The right to pursue happiness and discover it and do everything you can in your power as individual and collectives to find that freedom. And you understand that financial freedom must be a part of that, or else it's not worth bupkis, okay? If you're not financially free, you're not free. And who is any man to tell you that you must be under his thumb or her thumb or their thumb for any reason? There isn't any reason why people should be living under this kind of reign of terror.